When it comes to sizing the bike that you need, it can become quite confusing. As you look across different manufacturers, you might find that you are a 47 centimeter frame in their bike, but when you look at a Riese Müller, you're going to be a 51 centimeter frame. So it's all a little bit confusing. And that's because the size of a bike is measured from, I don't know if you can see this, from the middle of the bottom bracket, so where the crank joins onto the motor, up to the top of the seat post tube on the bike. So that measurement obviously can change on every single bike depending on the total length of that, but also maybe the angle that that's set at. So what you'll find is as you go across different models of bike within the Riese Müller range, you might find that you fit a different size frame. So you might be a 51 on the Delight, and you might be a 47 on an Evo, for example. So you can't just automatically say, okay, I'm a 46 centimeter frame, I'm going to need a 46 across all of the different models that are out there. And equally, when you go across different manufacturers, again, then they will have different sizing depending on the geometry of their frame. Essentially, they all measure them from the same points on the frame, so they're all using the same reference points, but the frame shapes are all different, which means that it can be quite confusing. So the way that Riese Müller get over that is by giving a rider guide or a rider size guide for each one of their frame sizes for each one of their models. So when you're going through configuring your bike, you'll see that, for example, and I'm probably going to get these numbers wrong, a Charger has a 46 centimeter frame and it's suitable for somebody 160 to 180 meters, 1 meter 80, not 180 meters tall because that'd be pretty big. And you'll see that then as you go up the different frame sizes, there is some overlap between those sizes as well. So it doesn't mean that just because you're slightly outside of those sizes that are there, you're not going to fit that bike, but that's how you get the perfect size on that bike for you as you go through. So one of the questions that we always ask when people are looking to size their bike and they are on that cusp of the crossover of the two, is whether they describe themselves as having, say, short legs or a long back or anything. And that will help us guide whether we should be going for the larger or the smaller of the two frames. But if you just want to be able to pick it straight off the website, you'll see on our models and selections, the sizing of all the bikes is there with a guide for every single bike. So it is quite an easy thing to do. Just don't come with a preconception that you are a 48 centimeter frame.